The edge of the Red Sea offered no mercy, only the cold spray of salt water. Behind Moses, the rhythmic thud of Egyptian chariot wheels began to vibrate through the earth. Massive dust clouds choked the horizon, blotting out the sun as Pharaoh's army closed. The people huddled together, their breath in ragged gasps, eyes fixed on incoming blades. They were trapped between an endless wall of water and a wall of certain death. Moses felt the weight of thousands of souls as the desert wind began to howl. Moses turned his back to the chaos, facing the churning, dark waves of the deep. There were no boats here, no bridges, only the relentless roar of the tide. He gripped his weathered wooden staff, his knuckles turning white. He did not look back at the glinting armor of the soldiers fast approaching. He raised the staff high above his head, pointing it toward the gray clouds. "Stand still," he whispered to his soul, "and see the salvation of the Lord." Then the world seemed to fracture. A sudden, violent gust of wind slammed into the beach. The air grew impossibly cold. Below them, the sea began to churn with a supernatural fury. A massive crack appeared in the center of the dark waves, bubbling and hissing. Slowly, the water began to retreat, peeling back like heavy, liquid curtains, to reveal a hidden path of wet, dark sand. Towering walls of emerald water rose. The impossible had become a doorway. Moses stepped forward, his shadow long upon the seabed. He gestured for the people to follow him into the heart of the deep, where no man had ever walked. They hesitated, paralyzed by the sight of the towering walls of water, but the sharp, metallic blast of the Egyptian war horns pushed them. Moses walked steadily, his feet sinking into the cool mud of the ocean floor, his eyes fixed solely on the far shore. Thousands followed in a long, desperate line of silhouettes moving through the abyss. Behind them, the pursuit did not stop. The Egyptian chariots reached the shore, and, with a roar of defiance, plunged into the narrow path. The ground shook with the gallop of horses. The walls began to vibrate. Every step was a race against time, with the sound of crashing waves looming. Moses reached the far bank and turned to face the storm one last time. As the last of his people climbed, he slammed his staff onto the ground. In that instant, the water walls collapsed with a deafening, bone-shaking roar, swallowing the path, the chariots, and the army in a single, crushing motion. The sea returned to a flat, calm surface, reflecting the light of a new dawn. The path to the promised land now lay open.